Hello there again, everybody. Welcome back. My name's Mike, W7MVG. Welcome back to this second part of the series I'm doing on building the DRA-30 soundboard from Masters Communication. Last time we finished up, well, we didn't finish up. Last time we were in the middle of installing the smaller capacitors. In this video, we're going to finish that up and then move on to the LEDs and transistors, potentiometers, and then on to the larger capacitors, things that stick up a little bit higher, and then we'll finish up with the I/O ports. So thanks again for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, I'm back, and we're going to continue with the capacitors. We're going to do, we have two of these 47 picofarad. Ones we're going to do, they are 22 and 23. Now we're going to move on to the LEDs and then the transistors. So let's see which one's which. So LED 1 is the green one. And again, you can see the longer lead is the positive lead. And where is LED 1? LED 1 here. Okay. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this on here. Let's see. Easy way to tell which way these go to. It's pretty hard to see, but the LED has on one side, it's cut flat. And that matches up with the flat on the silk screen here. So LED 1, oh sorry, LED 1 is the red one. So LED 1, got the flat side right here, goes in right like that. LED 2 is green. So again, the flat side is up right now. LED 2, where are you, LED 2? I see 3. Oh, geez, right in front of my face. So again, the flat side goes to the outside of the board. And the last LED is the blue one. So find the flat side, which is this side. And here's LED 3 with the flat side facing my left. Goes in right there. Alright, now we move on to the transistors. So Q1 is 2N2222. This is the 2N7000. So that would make this one 2222. Okay. Now, the fun part of these transistors is getting these leads to line up. So we have to bend them out, the outer two out a little ways, and then back to get them to fit in. Always fun trying to do this. Sorry, keep that on the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, and these are easy to line up because they have a flat face and a round face, and the silk screen shows us which direction we're going. So Q1 right here, flat inboard. Get those down as far as they will go. I'm going to keep them about 1/8 of an inch off of the board. So then we'll bend these two outer ones just to hold it in place until I can get that center one soldered. Okay, let's get these back a little bit straighter. Okay, and that is Q1. Alright, transistors are done. So next we're going to go on to the smaller electrolytic caps, our potentiometers, jumper headers, and that kind of stuff. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is the socket for our 555 timing chip, which is this little guy right here. Goes right over here, and you'll see on the silk screen there's this nice little notch in the silk screen pattern right there that corresponds to this notch on the socket, which will also correspond to one on the timing chip, so we know which direction everything goes in. So we're gonna stick that in here, and we flip that over. Now I'm gonna have to take one of these Post-it notes that I used for the resistors and stick it under this corner here to hold it up. So otherwise the board kind of flops over and the socket falls out. Just like that. Get that back in there. Make this a little bit flatter, I guess. Let's see if I can do this. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to keep pressure on it. Nope, fell out already. Let's try try it this way. There we go. Hold a little pressure on there with the soldering iron and get one of these soldered quick. Come on. Alright. That should hold it in place. So I get that out of there now. Continue with the rest of these and come back and touch that one up. Okay, and there's our chip socket. So what do we do next? Next we're gonna do, I guess we'll do the potentiometers. So we have these two smaller guys and the one bigger guy. So let's start with the small ones. This is R14 and R16. And they go, you can only go on one way, so I'll make sure these pins are not bent. Stick those two on there. Come on. All right, let's get those tacked down quick. Okay, and I think we'll do the jumper headers next. Oops. So, start with that one. All right, now we're on to the electrolytic caps, which tend to stick up a ways. So let's start with these smaller ones. Okay, and again, you can see that these are marked. They just have the negative side marked. So this is a 4.7 microfarad, so that is going to be C10, which is right there. So we want that to go in there. Before I solder that one, I'm going to take a little break quick, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and while I'm doing that one, since these are all the same size, I'm going to do 11 and 12 as well. So we got the negative side, and you can see right there on the silk screen there's positive. So the negative side goes away, just like that. Put that down in there. And then the last one, C12, same thing, negative side goes away from the positive mark. Bend those out, hold them in place. with solder. Those are just not the best solder. Clean my tip up and try to clean those up a little bit. Still not looking the best, but that one did okay. Come on. And go and get a solder bridge. Damn it. Well, that's why we have this, right? This copper wick is good for soaking up solder. Alright, that's cleaned up. Or at least it's not bridged anymore. Let's clean up those solders. I think that ought to do it. What do we have left here? 4.7, where does that go? There we go, C21, okay. C21 is right there. Get the polarity right. Now we move on to some of these bigger caps that are stick up quite a ways. Okay, so again, you'll see they're marked with this negative side. And this is, what do we got here? This is the 10 microfarad. Okay, so that can be C6, 7, and 8. So there's 8. Six. And 7. Make sure you get the polarity correct on these. Again, it's tight. Bend the leads to hold them in place. Alright, now we're down to this big monster 100 power rods. 19, 20, 24, and 25. Again, observe polarity. And this one, are these marked? Huh, interesting. These do not seem to be marked as toward to their polarity, but we know that the longer one is. Oh, okay, that's why these, because they're not polarized. But it's weird that they have the different length leads if they're not polarized. So I guess it doesn't matter. We'll just drop them in either direction. Kind of a snug fit, which is nice. It holds them in place. Get the 4 of those soldered. All the capacitors. Now we have left are the, USB port and the DB9 port. So we'll get those on next. Okay, here we go. We've got this USB Type B connector here. It's got 4 little pins and these little, I don't know what you want to call them, the ground the housing and it kind of hold it in place. So it's kind of a friction fit. You go right in there, pop that in place, turn it over. I'll do those 4 little pins first. Oops. Keep my head out of the camera. Okay, it's a decent amount of solder on those. All right, now the other side, the DB9 connector. Kind of the same deal. We've got some grounding and friction pins here and the data pins in the middle. Put that right in here. Okay. Now I know on my radio, I really only need pins 1, 3, 5, and 6, but I'm gonna solder them all up anyway. Must be pin 6, as it's the ground, so it's taking a whole lot more heat, trying to heat up that whole ground circuit. There we go. Okay, and just like the USB, we get solder these little side pins on, strain relief, housing ground, all that fun stuff. Again, it's going to take a bit because it's a lot of metal to try to heat up. Okay. That'll do. should be it for the soldering. Now one last step we have to do is put the IC chip in here. And be careful with these pins, because if you break them off, you're screwed. So this one got a little bit bent, so we'll kind of gently bend it back into place. Now again, you'll notice on the chip itself, there's this little notch cut out right there, and that corresponds to the notch that was on the socket and the notch that's on the silk screen. Now, with most IC chips, when you get them, yeah, just like this one, the pins are way too far apart to fit into the socket or the silk screen usually, or the board, I mean. So the best way to do this is to set them down like that, put your finger on there and kind of give it a little bit pressure going that way, just to bend all four of those bottom pins in, just so they're straight. Then we'll turn it over and we'll do the same thing over here. Push over slightly, and then we make sure that we got the notch in the right direction and see if that'll go in. Looks like I might have bent them just a little bit too far. So let's pull these two back out just a hair. Oh, hopefully you can see that. Okay, and then see if it'll go in. We don't want to force these because we don't want to bend those pins, break them. But looks like all 8 of the pins are in their holes. So now we just give some gentle pressure to seat it. Okay, and that's building the board. Next I'm going to go take this and brush some rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol on here to try to get off some of that flux, clean it up a little bit. Definitely wash my hands, you know, after you're playing around with the solder, you definitely want to wash your hands, get that lead off of them. Then I'm going to clean up the desktop here, put the soldering stuff away, and we'll bring out the computer and the radio and see about adjusting everything and see if we can get it working. Thanks for watching.